What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports 200 Show. This video, I will be continuing my series of doing a 7-round mock draft for every NFL team. I did not post a video yesterday, but the day prior, I posted about, I believe, 3 or 4, so make sure to go check those out. Talking about some recent, NFL moves, different things like that, and some other mock drafts. But today's 7-round mock draft is of the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have the 27th pick in the first round. So we will go ahead and get started with that pick here. With their first round pick, I had them selecting Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver from Florida. I really like this pick here. I think Baltimore could use some wide receiver help. And I know some people say, Lamar Jackson cannot throw good. He doesn't have a ton of, throwing yards because he doesn't have a great receiver. I don't really think that's the case. I think Jackson's more of a, running quarterback, and he's always going to run first rather than pass. But Kadarius Toney, to me, is a perfect player and perfect fit for that Baltimore offense. Reminds me a lot of Marquise Brown. And, if you have Toney and Marquise Brown, I think that could be a really nice duo for that Baltimore offense. Speedster guys, they can have end arounds, runs, screens, all sorts of things. So I really like that pick there in the first round by the Baltimore Ravens. With their second round pick, I have them selecting Liam Eckenberg, the tackle from Notre Dame. With reports of Brown wanting traded. I really like Eckenberg here. It's not a guarantee that he will be here, but if he is, that's probably going to be one of the best players available. That's definitely going to be a team need if Baltimore would end up trading Brown. So I really like that pick there. If they draft him with the second round pick, I fully expect him to start right away. So, something to point out here, these are all from ProFootballNetwork.com from their mock draft simulator, and these include compensatory picks. Compensatory picks were released just several days ago, and Baltimore has a couple of compensatory picks. So in the third round here, this is actually a compensatory pick here. In the third round, I had them taking Ben Cleveland from Georgia. They could use some guard help, some interior, offensive line help. Ben Cleveland's one of the better guards around this pick. I think more than likely he'll be the best offensive guard available at this pick. If they go center, which I don't think they would, there's Jackson and Myers, from Ohio State and Kentucky. But Ben Cleveland, to me, in the third round is a very nice pick here with the 104th pick overall. Going to the fourth round, I have Baltimore taking safety Shaun Wade from Ohio State. He was a corner, converted to safety. He was a corner, converted to safety. He played horrible. I believe in that Alabama game, corner. That's why, people are suggesting he should play safety. I think he would be a much better safety than a corner. But, he got burnt by Devontae Smith multiple times. But, I really like the Shaun Wade pick here. That could use a little more depth at safety. So I have them taking Shaun Wade there in the fourth. This fifth round pick here, they have 2 fifth-round picks and a sixth. They do not have a seventh. Either one of these fifth-round picks might be one of my favorite picks in this mock draft. With their first fifth-round pick, I have them taking Shaka Toney, the edge from Penn State, with the 168th pick overall. Realistically, I really doubt that Shaka Toney will fall this far. But if he is, that is absolutely best case scenario for the Baltimore Ravens. Toney's one of the better edge rushers, but he's not really, getting enough credit and hype because the other edge rushers above him, like Azeez Ojulari, Russo, Phillips, Patrick Jones, all those guys. If it wasn't for those guys, Shaka Toney, to me, I think could be like a second or third round pick. But, I think, he's not going to be drafted nearly as high because there's so many amazing edge rushers in this draft class. I think that would be a great pick there by Baltimore in the fifth round. With their second fifth-round pick, to me, I really love this pick here. I also have them taking another wide receiver. We took Kadarius Toney in the first round, Florida wide receiver. So in the fifth round, I had them taking another Florida receiver and Trevon Grimes. If you go back and watch Florida's games, Trevon Grimes, to me, is extremely underrated and does not get the hype that he deserves because, most people talk about Kyle Pitts, because most people have him as at least a top 10 prospect, some top 5. Few people even have him as a top 3 draft prospect. And then you have the speedster and Kadarius Toney. You watch Trevon Grimes; he makes some amazing catches, and does not get talked about because those two players are, overall better than him. Right, I know we had Tony there, but a guy like Trevon Grimes in the fifth round to me is an absolute steal. And I know in Baltimore's offense, you don't really pass a whole lot, but I mean, I think Grimes could be a really decent receiver for Baltimore, and it'd be a really, really nice weapon for Lamar Jackson. So, like I said, they do not have a seventh round pick. So, this is their last pick of this draft, and it's a sixth round pick. I had them taking Riley Cole, the linebacker from South Alabama University. Riley Cole to me is a very underrated linebacker. You know, he's averaged over 100 tackles the past 2 seasons with South Alabama. I know the Ravens drafted Patrick Queen last season, and that was an amazing pick by them. But I think this is kind of a depth pick here, and they can use a little more depth at linebacker. I think Riley Cole could be a decent linebacker in the NFL. And if it doesn't work out, it's not like they're using a top pick for him. It's a sixth round pick. Not even all sixth round picks even make their teams. So Riley Cole in the sixth, I like that pick quite a bit. I also like Ventrell Miller from Florida, Grant Stroud from Houston. Any of those linebackers as well, maybe here in the sixth round, I think would be pretty nice picks for the Baltimore Ravens. So that was kind of my Baltimore Ravens 7-round mock draft. Continuing my series of doing a 7-round mock draft for each NFL team. I will go over these picks one more time here. In the first round, Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver from Florida. In the second, Liam Eckenberg, the offense tackle from Notre Dame. In the third, Ben Cleveland, the guard from Georgia. In the fourth round, safety Sean Wade from Ohio State University. They have 2 fifth-round picks. For their first fifth-round pick, I am taking Ed Shakatoni from Penn State. And with their second fifth-round pick, I had them taking Trevon Grimes, the wide receiver from Florida. And our last pick of the draft, in the sixth round, I had them taking Riley Cole, the linebacker from South Alabama University. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports 200 Show.